What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Rebel Rescue with me, FoggyPlays, on FM22. As you can see in front of you, it is the end of season review for the 2024 season. We won, according to that, 3 trophies. We actually won 4. The Munster Senior Cup never shows up here because it's a mid-season one. But we're also going to be looking at the transfers that we do in the second part of this video. So, fellas, as you can see, our transfers, we did a decent amount of business this year, and I think the majority of which was pretty good. Our worst player we signed was Lee Kinnan, but we didn't give him a huge amount of opportunity. He spent most of the season in the under-19s. For Jake O'Brien, one signing of the season, and to be fair, I think that's a good deal. That is exceptional. Chibozo was good. Chewich was way better than expected. The wages were on the high side. The dude was exceptional. What do I know? Huh? Jed Bally was probably the one that I was the most disappointed with. They're still fairly happy with him. That'll do. They wanted us to challenge for the Premier Division. Actually, what they wanted us to do was finish in the top 2 positions, and we won it comfortably in the end. 51% average home attendance. Would be nice if we could get that up just a little bit. Because we will, when we get into the European games, all the home games will be a sellout, as they were season we were in Europe, which was not last season, not this season, the season before. Cullen Whelan was our top goal scorer, as per usual. Biggest win was 11-0 against Cabin Teely. Match to remember was 4-1 against Shamrock Rovers, and the goal of the season was Fabian scoring a fierce effort from 27 metres out. Delightful. 6-1 against Treaty. So, club reputation has not changed. Sponsorship is up just a little bit. Fantastic. Broadcast revenue is up a decent amount. Corporate and hospitality is down, as is competition money. But that's because we didn't make it into Europe. And the matchday commercial and retail is down as well. Again, didn't make it into Europe. So, Whelan, Chibozo, Onofriti, Emaran and Chewich are our top 5 shirt sellers, and that is fantastic. This, again, is that Josh Adam played like 6 games. Yeah, I don't know where they pulled these from, but I did win 4 Manager of the Months. Fans Player of the Season was, of course, Cullen Whelan, and he won Young Player of the Season. Signing of the season went to Jake O'Brien. To be honest, I didn't think he was going to be as influential as he was, but he was exceptional. Goal of the season went to Fabian, as we've already seen. Top goal scorer, Colin Whelan, with 45 this year. A little bit disappointed, 5 less than last year. Carlsberg broke an assist record with 19, as Colin Whelan broke most league goals by a player. Colin Whelan also most player of the matches with 9, and had the highest average rating of 7.6. So, as you can tell, Colin Whelan, quite important. Also scored the fastest goal, 43 seconds. Osman Altin broke our transfer record. Most goals by a player in a league match was Colin Whelan with 4, but the most goals by a player in a match was Chewich with 6. I haven't seen any of the awards yet, but Kevin O'Connor won the Premier Division Player of the Year. Ryan Coleman won Irish Under-21 Player of the Year. Colin Whelan won the top goal scorer in the league, and Irish Player of the Year, and Irish Young Player of the Year. So as you can imagine, Colin Whelan is an important player. We do have a bunch of players off playing under-19 championship qualifiers. New average attendance in the All-Ireland Cup. Yeah, see, I told you, broke a record. Chewich, 6 goals in the All-Ireland Championship is a new record. He scored pretty much all our goals. How is Ali Gilchrist doing in Scotland? Grand. Not a bother on him. It's Ryan Coleman. Has Albrecht gotten 13 games? Fair enough. Happy days. That is everyone. Jonas Hakkinen, how are you getting on? In Derry, he's played 8 games. David Harrington is Treaty's first choice goalkeeper, conceding huge amount of goals. Dylan McGlade has gone to Northampton after playing 1 game for Salford, so he'll be delighted. Luke Keane is finally back from injury, but hasn't played a game for Manchester United yet. Someday. He's played 3 times for the under-23s. That'll do, I suppose. Kian Murphy, as we saw, had an exceptional end of the season for Dundalk. 16 league games, 13 goals, 3 player of the matches. Was fantastic match there, but I think his contract runs out soon. It does. Potentially bring him back just as like a player we had in the team previously. And we still don't know who's gotten in the other team that gets into the Europa Conference League yet, because Derry and Shelburne are playing. I think it's Shelburne. So next season they want us to continue playing defensively solid, counter-attacking, entertaining football, which is fine. They want us to win the Premier Division. They want us to reach the second qualifying round. Hopefully we can do that. Work within the wedge budget, sell players for profit, maintain the club's status as the most reputable team in Ireland. Into 2026, they want us to win a domestic cup. Okay, we've been doing that. I'll do the team meeting in a minute. There's no point in me showing it to you now. Oh, Mikey Dolan wanted to buy Finn Harps. His contract is running out, so that'll do. Fine, I don't really care. End of season break. We're back on the 20th of January. So cheeky little 2 months off. That's not bad. I'll take that. O'Kane considered for an award. Also, maybe we haven't gotten the awards yet for the end of the season. I suppose technically the league isn't finished yet, because Waterford and Galway have to play each other in a week-ish. Yeah, as you can see, Colin Whelan has been exceptional. So our players will be off on holidays soon. Has anyone picked up any interest? Not currently. Colin Whelan still hasn't made his international debut, but they do play Greece later today. So hopefully he plays in that game, because that will increase his value significantly. And he does have, it's a 400,000 release clause, so kind of hoping that doesn't happen, but we'll have to wait and see. So we will be back in just a second if there's anything interesting happens, because as you can see, overall balance, we don't have a huge amount of money. We've made a loss of almost 4 million this season, made a profit of 4 million last year. We're doing things differently. We actually have scouting budget left since I made those changes. Oh, that is fantastic. So we have plenty of money to play with. We'll be back in just a second after I have a look and see what we can do transfer-wise, because we have nothing lined up. So we will be back in just a second. Right, fellas, so the first game of the season is later today. 7:45. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Said I do the episode, or finish the episode now, because we're going to end up playing Galway and UCD in the next episode. Transfer window has now closed, but our director of football, I think, put an offer in for Dara Sullivan, 68,000. I said, why not? We've offered him a contract of 300 a week, which is pretty much what's inside his estimated value. And I think he has potential to be quite good. He did play the majority of Bray Wanderers games last season. He was not great, but Bray were a terrible team last year. I think he's a decent investment, so we're bringing him in. I think he won't join until July, and even then he won't be joining the club until January, because I think he's going back on loan. I think that's what we've agreed anyway. But it's been a quiet enough season, or quiet enough window. We did sign Bozanovsky, a Macedonian centre-back who was released by Hamburg. Well, his contract was expiring. We offered him a pre-contract and he's joined. He's getting paid a decent amount of money, but I think he has a fairly high amount of potential to get better. As you can see, he's valued at almost £1 million. So I have him on the development list, hoping that he gets a deal to go somewhere else for a while. Also, I've got the Black Cork City away kit, which is I have put it into the game as well. So we have the black kit here. Fantastic. Looks beautiful. Also, I kind of let my director of football do a little bit more this year than I normally do. He signed Owen Oseni from Waterford as a striking option. Paid. He had a relegation release clause, 185,000. So we paid it. I think he's going to be a very, very good player. So we'll have to hope. We have to wait and see. He's been pretty good in pre-season, so I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to do fantastic. We did send a bunch of players out on loan. Dara Cahill has gone to Galway. I'm hoping he gets. I think he's supposed to be a first team player. Doesn't say. We're paying his wages, so if he doesn't get games, he will be recalled. He has 5-star potential, so I'm hoping that he's going to do something good for us. Richard Sweeney has gone to Treaty on loan, having been on loan at Cove last year. This year Cove have taken Patsy Mailer, but Damien Quinn is a high potential player. He's gone to Merview. As you can see, a lot of the players have gone to Merview or Treaty. Jason Nolan is a relatively high potential player. Giorgio Kibiliani has gone on loan to a Georgian club. I want to get him some first team football. I think his contract expires this year. We haven't offered him a new contract yet because he's not really been a first team player, and I don't know. We'll have to see how he gets on in his season in Georgia. And Alexander Gluson has gone to Galway, who were playing in this first game today. Released players, I don't think there was too many. Ben McCann, who's already joined the UCC. Not 100% sure he was a player that we should have released, but we did. And there was a bunch of youth players that got released, but they're not showing here. Is it under free transfers? No. I don't know. But we did let, I think it was 8 or 9 of our under 21s or under 19s leave. So our under 19s is just a little bit lacking players at the moment, but we still have some very high potential players. I am going to start trying to shrink the squad down some of it. Charlie Savage did actually go on loan to Shelburne, but complained that he wasn't getting first team football. But he joined them in the winter break, so I'm not like at the end of the season. Did we bring anyone else? I think we had a couple of players leave at the end of last season actually. As you can see, Lee Kineen went to Shelburne on loan. He is still there. Charlie Savage went 4 days later, then complained he wasn't getting enough first team football, even though he was on holidays. So he's back at the club. D had his deal with Waterford go through. Mikey Dolan signed a deal with Drogheda. I'm not sure about this guy. He plays for the under 19s in the Irish under 19s. I just don't think he's that good. So he's gone to Drogheda. We'll see how he gets on. And Jed Bally wanted to leave. I'm kind of sad this guy's gone, because he played decently well for us. He wasn't amazing. He struggled a little bit at the start, but he was pretty good. But he's gone to Algeria now, so they paid 275,000 for him. So that's kind of like the end of his transfer value. But I think there's like a deal with him that if he plays a certain way, he might have a sell-on clause. I'm not 100%. I don't remember. But we have a lot of players in the first team that have rejected contracts because I've decided, we have 45,000 a week in wages. We've not spent a massive amount of that money already. A lot of the players wanted massive pay increases. So Tunde wanted like 4,000 or 5,000 a week, which I'm not going to pay for a player who's been a bit part player. Alton wanted savage money. Josh Adam wanted ridiculous money. Halsgard wanted, he's on 425. He wanted a decent increase in wage, but he only wanted a 6-month contract. Or no, he wanted a contract to the end of this season, which is what he already has, but he wanted a pay increase. And I was like, no, you're grand. Thanks. And Pitaluga, also another player that wanted quite a substantial increase in their wage. So I was like, no. So we'll see how they get on in the future. We do have a couple of players in the first team currently that are probably going to end up dropping back to the under 19s because I don't think they're going to be able to get loans now. Like Marco Nasty had a good end of season with Drogheda. Tried to get him a loan again. Nobody wanted him. Richie Logbottom is one. Trying to get one for Wagner. Peter Ryan, potentially. Trying to get one for Tunde to see if we could get someone to pay his wages. Nobody wants to loan him. So that's fantastic. Same with Costa and Halsgard. I'm trying to get them loan moves. Nobody's interested in them. And I don't know, is it because their wages are quite high? But we're not even paying the most wages of anyone in the league. Like currently, Emran is our highest paid player. And then, okay, Josh Adams, second highest paid. And he doesn't play. Feel like we've made a boo-boo there. Kukic is also getting paid savage money. A couple of players that did sign new contracts also have like £1 million. Yeah, like a foreign club comes in for Unafriti, have to pay £1 million for him to leave. I think it's the same with Colm Whelan. Yeah, got $1 million, but he does get a sell-on percentage as well. But we have signed numerous year contracts with some of these players. There was, I think, Roy Quigley. I think we got him. No, we tied someone down to a 2-year deal. It was Murphy. No, he hasn't signed his professional contract yet. It might be Reece Griffin actually. No, but what we did was we offered someone a contract. I might have been Kevin O'Connor actually, just to keep him here long term. No, but he's here till 2027. We did offer a contract to a player, which was I think like 2 or 3 years, and then we have a 2 or 3 year contract extension if we want it. So there's potential for some of these players to be here for 6 more years, whether they like it or not. I can just stick them in the team and they can stay there forever. I'm going to try and get some players here long enough to actually get a testimonial, because I haven't had testimonials in a long time, because I normally get rid of players after 3 or 4 years. But as I said, the next episode will be us playing against Galway and UCD. We've just beaten Montreal in a friendly. Just, 10 Montreal fans came all the way from Canada to watch, and we smashed them. But we'll be playing Galway and UCD in the next episode. So if you if you had enjoyed this episode, do of course make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.